Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Are we live? I think we're live. Oh. Hi. It's author Jeanne Bender. La 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 la. L-I-N-D-I-E-L-O-U spells Lindie Lou. La 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 la. Lindie Lou, you are cool, and your friends think you're a jewel. La 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 la. Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you. You are a very lucky girl, 'cause you've been all over the world. La 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 la. I can't wait to see where you take me. La 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 la. Heidi's there. Oh, and Boo and Mister are with her. Hi, Boo. Hi, Mister. Thank you for joining, Heidi. Heidi's in Yakima, Washington. And Kelly and Caleb are in Oceanside, California. Thanks for joining. So we have State of Washington and California online right now. Oh, the phone's ringing. La 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 la. Our show is going to start in 2 minutes. Romaka is there. Hi, Romaka. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ryan. Chris and Ryan are here today. Oh, la la la. Lindie Lou, you are cool, and your friends think you're a jewel. I'm looking for a picture. Let's see if I can find it. Woo! You are a very lucky girl, 'cause you've been all over. There it is. Here's the picture. I wanted to show you a picture of Chris and Ryan with their new Lindie Lou bags. To see where you take me. La 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 la. You are my little Lindie Lou, and I love you. La 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 la. La 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 la. And you see this Lindie Lou stuffy? We have stuffies now on our website for you to buy. You can buy a Lindie Lou stuffy, Jasper, Topaz, Ruby, and Diamond too. Woohoo! L-I-N. We have one more minute before showtime. You spell Lindie Lou. La 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 la. Lindie Lou, you are cool, and your friends think you're a jewel. La 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 la. Okay, we're going to start our Kids Corner program, and as you can see, I am in a completely different place this week. So I want to welcome all of you to our Lindie Lou and You Kids Corner program. This is our 12th week, our 12th session. And thank you, we have a very large audience. And I've noticed by the people who are watching that our numbers haven't gone down. So you guys are still watching, even though school is in session. Makes me very happy. And I have something very interesting to share with you that you might want to take to school with you later on in the program. So welcome to our Lindie Lou and You Books group. If you're a member, I'm so glad you're here. And if you're not, please press the join button and join us so you can get highlights to what's coming up next on our show. And I have a very, very exciting program for you this week because I am still in Mexico, but instead of being in Ensenada, I am in a city called Cabo San Lucas. But before I tell you more about this beautiful city in Mexico, I'd like to show you my kids' corner. As you can see, I have my Lindie Lou stuffy with me. I have lots of pillows. I have my Lindie Lou books, and I have you. So this is my kids' corner for this week. And guess what? Next week it's going to be somewhere else. So if you have a kids' corner, please share it with me because I would like to show it to everybody. And if you don't, please make sure you create one. Your kids' corner should be a place that you enjoy because it will be your very own place in your house. Bring your pillows, your stuffed animals. It's a place where you can relax, you can read, you can enjoy, but most of all, remember, it's your kids' corner. And if you have any friends or neighbors or relatives that you'd like to join our Lindie Lou Books group, please press the share button on this video and it will share to you. And I'm just going to take a look and see what else is going on here. Oh, Caleb wants the stuffies, of course. He is such a wonderful fan, and he's been taking his Lindie Lou stuffy all over the place with him. So I'm sure he's going to be getting, on special occasions, more of the Lindie Lou stuffies. And so that's great news. So last week, we had a lot of fun touring a boat, actually a large ship called Beauport, in Ensenada, Mexico. It was a lot of fun, and if you haven't seen the program, go ahead and watch it because I keep them up on our books group. Today, I am in Cabo San Lucas, and I am going to give you a tour. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me, and I will answer them during this program. And so now I'm going to talk about Cabo San Lucas. It is a very interesting place. Cabo means cape. And here's some capes. As you can see, Superman has a cape. So does Wonder Woman. And I wondered if you have a cape. Well, Cabo's a cape, but this is not the kind of cape I'm talking about. I'm going to, before I tell you what a cape means in geography, I'm going to show you exactly where we are on the map. And as you can see, last week we talked about Baja California North, which is just south of California in Mexico, on this skinny piece of land. And today I've colored Baja California south because this arrow shows you that I am right now on the very tip of this little peninsula called Cabo San Lucas, and it's right down here in the very tip of Baja California. And I also would like to show you, I'm not sure if you can see this, but I've highlighted a yellow area over here for the state of Massachusetts because I'm going to be talking about that. And as you can see, as the programs continue, we highlight every place we've talked about in the Lindie Lou Books group, so you can look for these states and look for the videos that match if you'd like to learn more about these states. So that is where Cabo San Lucas is. In geography, a cape is a large piece of land that extends out into the water, usually into the sea. A sea is an area of the ocean where the land and the ocean meet, and it's usually salt water. There are many capes in the world, and I would like to tell you about some of them. In Cabo San Lucas, as I showed you before, Cabo San Lucas is a cape. So down here at the edge of Cabo San Lucas, it is where it's a large piece of land that extends into the sea, and that's why it's called a cape. But there are capes all over the world. There's a Cabo Verde, which is off the coast of Africa. There's a Cabo Frio. Frio is Spanish for cold, a Cabo Frio in South America. There's a Cabo Horn or a Cape Horn, which is in the southern tip of South America. There's a Cape Town, which is on the southern tip of Africa. And there's a Cape Cod in Massachusetts. And as I showed you before, this is Cape Cod, Massachusetts. There is a large body of land in Massachusetts that extends out into the ocean, and that is called a cape. And I have a picture of the Massachusetts Cape, so I can show it to you. You can see the state of Massachusetts is highlighted in yellow, and Cape Cod is part of the state of Massachusetts, and that white box over there is the Cape section that extends out into the Atlantic Ocean, and that's why it's called Cape Cod. So now you've learned a little bit more about capes. Where I'm visiting today in Cabo San Lucas, the houses all have names. And the house that I'm staying in today, where my kids' corner is called Casa Miramar. It is on a hill, and the hill is called Pedregal. Pedregal is a word that means a rocky area. So I would like to show you a picture of Pedregal. This is Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and Pedregal is this hilly area in Cabo San Lucas. And if you notice over here, this is where the land extends out into the ocean, and that's why it's called Cabo San Lucas or Cape San Lucas. And I want to show you something very interesting. You see this hill right here, this point right here? Well, there's another point over here, and that's where Casa Miramar is, where I'm staying right now. So I'm going to show you a picture because my view is looking from this hill right here over to this hill, and in the picture of my view I can see this point right here. So let me show you the view from Villa Miramar, where Lindie Lou and I are right now. This is our view. And as you can see, there is the mountain that I showed you on the last map. And over here on the end is that point that I showed you stretching out into the Pacific Ocean into the sea. And what's really interesting is right in the middle of this mountain, this side is the Pacific Ocean, and this side is called the Sea of Cortez, or it's also known as as the Gulf of California. So I'm going to show you a map of Mexico. And the red star is where we are in Cabo San Lucas. I'm right down here, right at the point. And I am also at the end of a peninsula. And a peninsula is a land mass that is attached at the mainland somewhere along the way. See how it's attached up here? And a peninsula juts out into the sea with water usually on both sides. And so this area is actually called a peninsula. I am right at the end of the peninsula, and this water area right here is called the Gulf of California. And it's also called the Sea of Cortez. So the Mexican people call it the Sea of Cortez. American people call it the Gulf of Mexico. And they call it the Gulf of California. And if you look at this big area right over here, right below Texas and around the country of Mexico, this is the Gulf of Mexico. So now you've seen two Gulfs, the Gulf of California and the Gulf of Mexico. Cabo San Lucas also has some very warm weather, and it is part of my story time today. I'm going to talk to you about Lindie Lou and warm weather. Cabo San Lucas is a very warm place. It is in Spanish, muy caliente, which means very hot. It is 86 degrees today and very humid. That's why I'm inside doing my show inside where the air conditioning is on. Lindie Lou doesn't like warm weather. She never has. Maybe it's because her fur is so heavy. But I want to tell you that Lindie Lou has never really enjoyed warm weather. She gets too hot. And when she does, she looks for water. Sometimes she'll run to the water and stand in the water just to cool down her fur. But if it's really, really hot, she likes to play in the water. She likes to play with a ball in the water. She likes to swim. And she will fetch the ball many times. When I throw it in the water, Lindie Lou never gets tired of fetching her ball. However, this can be a good thing. It can also be a bad thing. So when you have something that is so good and you do it too much, sometimes you can overdo it, just like Lindie Lou does with her ball. So this reminds me of a life lesson. If you like to do something a lot, like swim or play ball or even eat ice cream, enjoy it. But remember, too much of something isn't always a good thing. Swimming too long can actually cause you to catch cold because water is usually colder than our own body temperature. So I take very good care of Lindie Lou to make sure that if she starts shivering, I bring her out of the water because she won't come out on her own. Playing ball too long, especially when it's hot in the summer, can cause your body to overheat, and this can make you weak. So remember, don't overdo it. And eating ice cream, well, let's just say it's a good idea, but only if you eat the right amount. So beware of what you're doing. Watch out what the weather is like. If it's too hot, be aware of that. Be careful about how much you eat too, because too much of a good thing isn't always a good thing. And remember, you can always go back for more. Right, Lindie Lou? So let's see who's on today. I'm getting messages. I plan to try to get them to as soon as possible. Oh, she's talking about the stuffies. And Diane says, hi, Jeannie and Lindie Lou. Hi, Diane. Diane is also calling us from the state of Washington. She's either in Seattle or Yakima. So glad you're here. And Kelly says, oh, your view is beautiful. And she says, I'm like Lindie Lou with my multiple sclerosis. Me and the heat don't get along either, and it can get dangerous. So good advice, Kelly. And yes, very true. Thank you so much for sharing your comments with us today. I really do love my time with all of you every week on Thursdays. This week, instead of having a activity challenge, I have something very, very special to share with you. We, educator, Team Lindie Lou, I have a group of educators, and especially educator Nancy Kiefer, who has a master's degree in education, has come up with a lesson plan that you can take to your school, and possibly you can do a lesson plan on the Lindie Lou Adventure Series books. So what Nancy did was she put on our website, if you go to lindielou.com and you go to our educational activities page, you can click on Book 1, Flying High, on the Educator Parents Educational Activity page and come up with this Lindie Lou lesson plan. The lesson plan, this particular one, is about predictions, and it's really interesting because it tells you what materials you need. You need an activity sheets, lindielou.com, one of the books. You need pencils, crayons, and printed copies of the lesson plan. And there are instructions to your teacher to what she should do. There are attachments of 4 Lindie Lou activity sheets that go along with these predictions. There is an independent working time where you get to work on these lessons, and there are assessments to determine how well you do. There's a review, there's a closing, and these are the activity challenges. They're really, really cute. So here is one of the activity challenges, which is called Making Predictions. And the first one says, look at the front of the and back covers of the book. Where do you think this book takes place, and how does the picture relate to the title? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 predictions that you get to do, and these are all downloadable and printable on lindielou.com, educational activities. And then there's Rhonda's Garden. And in this activity, you get to read a story about Rhonda's garden and write and draw what you think will happen in Rhonda's garden. There's also an activity sheet that's called Kate's New Puppy, and you get to make predictions about Kate getting a new puppy, which she does in book 1, as you know. There is a really, really great sheet that if you go to lindielou.com and you go to places to go, you can go to all these different places and you can predict what Lindie Lou would like to visit, which one of these she would like to visit and why. This is a little bit more advanced if you are in the 3rd grade or 2nd grade and are in a more advanced reading program. And also there is a Lindie Lou birthday party prediction where you get to be a part of a birthday party with Lindie Lou and make predictions. So this Lindie Lou activity lesson is now available on the lindielou.com website. I want to thank Team Lindie Lou and especially Nancy Kiefer, who has been very instrumental in setting up this activity page. There's a picture of Nancy Kiefer. Thank you so much, Nancy. And we are very excited, and I'm hoping that we will have more educational activities for you to use in your classroom. And if you like, after you're finished with the activity session, the learning tools session, feel free to go ahead and tell your teacher that you'd like to Skype, or you'd like to video, Zoom, or whatever video chat, however, WhatsApp, Google video, however you are set up with author Jeanne Bender, and I'd love to meet your class. So, as I announced earlier in the program, I just wanted to share once more with you, in case you were not in our pre-program, that we now have Lindie Lou stuffies available on our lindielou.com shop page. We've already received some amazing orders for these stuffies, and I'm getting messages that there are more to come. I am so thrilled because you guys have been asking for these stuffies for a long time, and it took me a long time to find just the appropriate stuffy to represent our characters, Lindie Lou, Topaz, Diamond, Ruby, and Jasper, and they're now available to you on our website. They come with beautiful collars and a Lindie Lou tag, just like Lindie Lou. So this is very exciting. We're also going to put up some more of the products that we were giving away during our summer session, the blankets, some of the backpacks, which I just showed to you. Let me show it to you again, because Chris and Ryan, who are on today in California as well, they have these cute little backpacks that have Lindie Lou on them, and they have their stuffies already in there. And guess what? They have 2 Lindie Lou stuffies coming in the mail this Friday, and are also going to be part of their backpacks. And I understand that Chris and Ryan set up their backpacks so that they can go camping. So these are their camping backpacks, and I'm very, very excited that they're enjoying their Lindie Lou bags. These will be up hopefully by next week. So it looks like our program is now coming to an end. Thank you so much for joining the Lindie Lou and You Kids Corner program this week. I will be here next Thursday. I'm going to be at a different location again, another very exciting place, someplace you could never imagine. And until then, enjoy your Kids Corner. This is your special place to relax, to read, to dream, and to enjoy. If you haven't created your Kids Corner, please make sure you do. And I would love, love to get a picture of it. Bring in your pillows, your blankets. Bring in anything that makes you happy, your books. Maybe you're even doing your classes there, like Caleb in California. And it's okay to invite your parents and your friends to join you. But it is your place to enjoy. So I want you to thank you to visiting me in Cabo San Lucas. And we sure had a good time this week, didn't we? So for now, this is author Jeanne Bender saying goodbye from the Lindie Lou Books group. And remember, it's all about Lindie Lou and you. Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.